Hi, I'm Dr. Egan from Now Hear This, and today I'm going to answer common questions we hear at our clinic when answering the phones. The first question is, what hearing aid companies do you work with? We work with all 7 major manufacturers, so that's Phonak, Unitron, Starkey, Signia, Oticon, Widex, and Resound. It's important to us that we continue to work with all manufacturers because that gives our patients access to every possible option. And well, getting a hearing aid is better than not getting a hearing aid when someone needs it. Being able to fit someone with exactly the right device for their hearing needs and their lifestyle needs is critical, in my opinion, of doing the right job. And so I expect myself to stay in the know, always researching, always reading any changes in hearing aid companies, any changes in design to their products so that we are completely up to date and we can recommend a hearing aid that truly is the best fit for the individual. Another common question that we have is, how does our pricing work? At Now Hear This, we've moved to an unbundled model. That is truly best practice because you are only paying for what you need. So basically, you pay the cost of the device, you pay the cost for the initial fitting period, and that includes, the initial programming following best practice, seeing you several times to make sure the hearing aid is comfortable, it's staying well in your ear, you're hearing the things you need to, no sounds are too loud or too soft, and most importantly, that you're reaching your listening needs. If you came in because you can't hear your sister-in-law, you better bet we're gonna ask about it and make sure that that is what the device is doing before you walk out the door. From there, we're unbundled. So that puts an expectation on us to do everything right the first time because you're paying for it. If you need something, you just pay for an office visit or a hearing aid cleaning, and you just pay for what you need at that time. We do offer, for people who prefer the more traditional bundled plans, you can still purchase those. That's just not our traditional model at this point in time. The other important thing to think about when getting hearing aids is an unbundled clinic is better when you don't know what's going to happen in the future. Are you going to move for a job? Are you going to move to be closer to your child and your grandkids? And by not paying a lump cost for services 2-3 years down the road, you're better able to be flexible and meet your listening needs wherever you go. And I think, in my opinion, that truly is best practice to be unbundled. The cost of our devices ranges anywhere from, $800 or so per ear to $3,000 per ear. And that truly depends, again, on what your lifestyle needs are and what your hearing loss looks like. Are you someone who truly struggles to hear in background noise and you're in background noise every day? Our recommendation might be different than someone who just wants to hear better one-on-one. You're mostly in quiet settings, and that's why we always take the time to get to know our patients, figure out what their listening needs are, and then appropriately pair them with a respective device. Our third commonly asked question is, will your hearing aids help me hear better? The answer is yes. And it's not so much the hearing aid itself, but it's how the hearing aid is programmed. We use the highest quality, best practice real ear measurement programming. And I can tell you, I haven't had a single return when we use this method and when hearing listening goals are met. Of course, if they don't suit your needs, you're able to return. We just don't see that here because people find it helps, it works, it makes their lives easier, and that's typically the outcome. So if you have that question, will you hear better? Yes, you will. If you have any other questions for us, of course, call or email us. We're happy to help, happy to educate and inform anyone who has questions. And of course, have a wonderful rest of your day.